Hello everyone and welcome to the first annual Martinsville High School Intramural Program Dodgeball Selection Show. I'm Tony Roman here with Ralston Evans. We are the co-commissioners of the high school intramural program. So we're bringing to you today the reveal of the bracket for our tournament that will be taking place after spring break, as well as the first and second team All-Leaguers and the MVPs of the league. Ralston? Overall, this was a good year. What did you think overall of the kind of how the gist of things went?
For our first year, things got really competitive, which I always love to see. And, teams really brought out their A games. And it was just fun to see, a different environment. A lot of these kids don't really participate in some of our athletic teams that we offer. And, some of our athletes who do, participated as well. So made for great competitive balance. And, it was just good to see other leaders in our school step up and put together some very, very competitive teams.
I agree 100%. And one thing that really stood out to me was just the buy-in from all the teachers and administration here at the high school. They have been absolutely awesome, very supportive in our endeavors and what we try to accomplish, as well as the kids. So, it's been awesome. Hopefully, this becomes a thing of the future. Thank you to everybody out there. So let's start off here with the first team All-League. To kind of reveal that. First person, lead vote getter was Pistol Paige Dorsett. In my opinion, she's the most dangerous woman on earth with a dodgeball. She's a Ball State softball commit. She throws the ball with very good velocity, and I'll tell you what, Ralston, I remember a moment in the season whenever it's 3 versus 1, Paige was the one, and they came out on top with the W. What do you think of Paige Dorsett?
Man, she's phenomenal. Like you said, most dangerous woman when she has a dodgeball in her hand. Can really get things done. But what she also does really well that goes unnoticed is how well she actually dodges the ball. Teams really come after her, and she does a good job of keeping herself in the game and involved, getting her teammates involved. And, like you said, very competitive team, and they're one to look out for when this tournament begins.
Absolutely. Our next member of the team is Justin Rito Reed. Justin is a junior. He's a baseball player I have the opportunity to coach, so he's just a natural kind of thrower. He has a great arm slot, has a lot of velocity on the ball, and overall just a great kid, brings a lot of high effort day in and day out. Ralston, what do you think of Justin?
Justin does a fantastic job. Like you said, tons of arm strength, tons of power. Has a great awareness of where he is on the court when we shrink in boundaries, getting his teammates involved and surprise attacking people, and really help lead his team on a really highly competitive team at that. Being able to stand out was really impressive on his part, and just really separating himself from the rest of the league.
No question, no question. Our next member of the all-conference team is Jake the Snake Burkett. Jacob Burkett is a kid who's a sophomore. He plays hard. One thing he does great is he goes by his instincts, man. Instincts are a key to being successful in any athletic event. He's got a solid arm. He's extremely competitive, moves well from side to side, and overall just a great kid, man. A kid you want to have in your locker room. Ralston, thoughts on Mr. Burkett?
Phenomenal kid, like you said. Guy you just want to have around you. Really helped lead the football team as well as a young guy. Really looking forward to see what he does when the tournament time comes around. Would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive. I feel like he gets a little passive at times and, lets his team kind of operate without him at times. So they'll definitely need him to step up big if they look to take home this championship.
Absolutely. And they've got a lot of talent on their team, no question.
Tons of talent.
Can they put it together? That's going to be the key.
I think the key to that team is who becomes the least unselfish. You know what I mean? Like, usually you want guys to kind of be, team players, but I feel like this is a team who needs to take a little bit more risk. Yeah. They tend to get a little bit more passive as the game goes on. I would love to see them attack when tournament time comes.
No question. Any team that attacks typically is on the winning side of things. You have to be aggressive to win this game.
Absolutely.
All right. Our next member of the all-conference team is Braden Green. Braden Green was a kid who got a lot of votes on Twitter. He came in kind of as an unknown guy and really proved himself in front of everybody. He really was just diving for balls all over the place. And to be honest, man, he individually won his team some games. He is just a great player, great kid. Ralston, Mr. Green.
Oh, yeah. Like you said everything about him, man. Kind of reminds me of Dennis Rodman. When it comes to his basketball game and how he plays the game of dodgeball. He's all over the place. You know, he chases balls. You know, his teammates get hit, the ball fly in the air. 9 times out of 10, he was coming down with it. So he'll be very dangerous when tournament time comes around. And on a team that, you know, came in really preseason ranked kind of low, to get into the tournament was pretty impressive. So I'm really interested to see what they do going forward.
No question. And that team could be a Cinderella team, all said and done, because typically, even in March Madness, if you have that one great player, it always gives you a chance.
Always gives you a chance. You know what I'm saying? They're our version of Loyola Chicago right now, and I'm really interested to see what they do.
Yeah, they killed my bracket. Okay, next one on the all-conference team, Elizabeth Sniper Snipes. You know, she kind of shocked me. You know, she's a very passive person by nature, but I'll tell you what, whenever you got her going, she's like the Incredible Hulk, man. I mean, I saw her throw a dodgeball and kind of snipe some kids out, no pun intended. All smiles, great kid, and very bright future ahead of her in whatever endeavors she decides to go with. Mr. Evans, sniper.
Oh, absolutely, man. Liz is probably one of the most lackadaisical people on the court, but when she gets that dodgeball in her hand, she gets ready to rip it. Oh, it goes. It has some zooms. I remember she threw one by my face, and I was a little nervous, you know, for myself, but would love to see her in the future, whatever sport she chooses to do. I know she'll be phenomenal at, and really just looking forward to see, you know, how her athletic career turns out.
Absolutely, no question. And the final member of our all-conference team is Nick Allen. Nick is a senior here. Nick Sunshine Allen, man, is a very passionate guy, really cares, and is very intense in terms of the way he plays dodgeball, man. Great effort. Leads the league in kills, and just overall ice in his veins. When it's a one-on-one situation, I have faith that Nick Allen is going to take over the game. Ralston, thoughts on Nick?
Like you said, man, ice in his veins. A member of the Dodge Fathers. They got off to kind of a slow start. Coming out was really preseason ranked high. Things looked a little nervous for him, bad going down the stretch, and Nick just completely turned it around. Got them some wins. Really dominated the game against a really highly competitive girls team, and got them the second seed going forward at the end of the year. So it'll be interesting to see where the committee puts them at when tournament time comes around.
No question, no question. Let's go to the second team now. Second team all-conference, people who didn't quite make the first team but still made positive impacts on their team.
Absolutely.
The first member of this team is Jessica Nix. Jessica Nix is the Carl Malone of her team. You know, she does all the dirty work, does what is necessary, plays her role to the best of her ability, and really helps her team get W's. You know, she's going to play at Franklin for basketball here in her future. I have no question she'll be successful in that. And like I said, you know, she could take over if she really needs to. But in reality, she doesn't really need to because she knows that's not her role. But if she does, she can. Ralston, thoughts on Jess?
Fantastic kid. Like you said, does the dirty things right. You know, things that really go unnoticed. I've seen her sacrifice herself for teammates before, ones who were more hot to keep her team in the game. Really catches the ball really well. So, like you said, see what she does come tournament time. Will she get a little bit more aggressive? Will she stay passive? You know, we never know. When it comes to her, she's kind of a wild card, but when she gets into the game, she's very dangerous.
Right. In tournament times when the players come to play, and the fakers, the pretenders, really fold. So we'll see what happens. You know, obviously they had success in basketball, that kind of group of girls on that team. You know, so winners win. So we'll see what happens. Next member of our all-conference team is Michael Hopalong Hopple. Michael is one of the most mellow people I've ever met in my life. That being said, he really doesn't have much face in him. You know, he was one of my football players, and I always just kind of try to push him, get under his skin a little bit. Nothing ever did. And it kind of bothered me, to be honest. You know, Michael wants to be an engineer whenever he leaves here, and I really believe that he has the ability to engineer his team to victories when it comes playoff time.
Yeah, another kid on another great team. I would like you said, really mellow. Would like to see some more of that anger, some of that passion coming out of him, and we'll see when tournament time comes down if they get into a clutch situation. Will he be the guy that steps up? Because the Devil Donkeys will need for him to step up when tournament time comes around. He will have to be a key member going forward for them to bring home this championship.
No question. Next member is Jonas Stillman. Jonas is a very interesting individual. You know, he's a great positive kid, a motivator, has a great presence about him. Now, he's a member of the Big Baller Brand team. I kind of compare him to the LeVar Ball of the team, you know. He has a lot of talk. He's very confident in his abilities. The big question is, when will that talk become reality, Ralston?
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, he's one of the more vocal guys come game time. Really hypes his team up. And I think that confidence folds into his team. Like my man said, nothing great ever happens without a little bit of enthusiasm, and Jonas definitely brings that to his team. So let's see if that infectious characteristic of Jonas can infect his team and help lead them to a title.
No question. Next member of our all-conference team is Nolan Shake and Bake Baker. Nolan, over the course of the year, really kind of stepped up when his team needed him to. He's a gym rat. He got into the weight room during the offseason, really focused on his mobility skills and hand-eye coordination, and really did a great job of making himself a better player for his team, for his school, and overall for this city.
Absolutely, man. Baker's one of my favorite guys. I personally get the chance to coach him in football. And like you said, kid who's just completely changed himself overall. Kid who's really bought into a lot of the things that, new coaches have come along and put in place. And the thing I've really been impressed with Baker is how well he catches the ball. He has the highest catch ratio in the league. When you throw a ball his way, you better aim low or Big Bake is going to catch it.
Yes, sir. Shake and bake. The next member of our all-conference team is a man by the name of Jacob Huey. Jacob is a junior, plays football, and overall just great kid. You can tell he has great ball skills just because he's a center in football. He controls the ball every single play. Takes snaps. He snaps the football rather. And just really gets the ball back to the quarterback. He touches the ball every single play. The thing that I really noticed about Jacob is he catches the ball well, just like Nolan. Yeah. Obviously he does a great job of kind of cradling the ball into his body and really just kind of sacrificing for his teammates in order to make a play and doing his role to the best of his ability.
Yeah, the biggest thing that kind of stood out to me about Jacob Huey, like you said, his ball catching ability. He's a hard guy to get out. He's not going out without a fight, and I love that about him. He kind of stepped up towards the end of the road when it looked like the Dirty Dodgers wasn't really going to get a win when the season came, and he kind of just took over, refused to come out, and got his team some wins. And he came in clutch for his team, and that's why he's a second-team All-Leaguer.
Yeah. No question. The last person on our All-League team is a senior by the name of Darius Dillman. Darius is the brother of Jonas. Darius is one of those kids who you love to have around your gym, love to have around your just school in general. He's an awesome kid, awesome athlete. He's the leader of the best team in the league, in the Dodge and Devil Donkeys. And he really helps kind of facilitate what he needs to do. He's a Steve Nash or John Stockton of the team, kind of the point guard, kind of facilitates and does what he has to do in order for that team to get a W.
Oh, absolutely, man. Darius is just a great kid, does everything right. Love to see how his future ends up progressing. Let's see if he can be a little bit more vocal, a little bit more charismatic, and see where he can lead this Devil Donkeys team too. And another thing I really noticed about this first and second team All-Leaguers is how many young sophomores and juniors we have. That's just bright, not only for our league, but for teams around the school, to see like so many of our young people stepping up and leading their teams.
No question. The thing I've noticed, in terms of just kind of how the underclassmen kind of developed, is the sooner they can mature and understand their role, that they may not be the superstar. They have to do their role to the best of their ability. And the sooner they figure that out, the sooner they're going to make just plays on the field.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, next we're going to go to our MVPs of the league. It was very hard for us to kind of determine who the most valuable player is going to be. We sat there and debated for time on time, and we decided to go with co-MVPs.
Yes.
Yeah. So our first MVP is Paige Dorsett, a sophomore that we already talked about. Ball State softball commit, star athlete at this school, and a sophomore, like you said. Ralston, what are your thoughts on Paige?
No person single-handedly is most important to her team than Paige Dorsett. She takes over games, and that was a leading factor in what made her an MVP candidate. Vividly in my mind, I remember her 1-versus-6 game where she completely beat a team by herself. And when that happened, I just remembered the whole gym going crazy and just seeing not only her confidence step up, but her team confidence step up, knowing when they get into a bind, they have a superstar that can get them out of it. So it was really impressive. Really looking forward to see what she does in her future with softball and see where she can possibly carry this team.
No question. I wish her and the Lady Artesians the best of luck going forward this year. Our next MVP is Nick Allen. Nick is a senior. We kind of already talked about him earlier. He's a baseball kid. I coach him. He's a great kid. Fights for everything he gets. Like I said, he leads the league and kills. Just an overall great kid who does so much for his team. When you think of most valuable player to his team, that's Nick Allen.
Oh, absolutely, man. Nick Allen stepped up big time for his team down the stretch when they were looking like possibly not making the playoff coming in and still looking to see if they even do still get in. But they put themselves in a great position to have a high seed in the tournament, maybe even one of those middle seeds that carry themselves into a championship game, kind of under the radar type of team. And with the balance that they have, the sky's the limit for this guy.
No question. And now the moment you all have been waiting for. We are going to reveal the bracket for the playoffs that will take place after spring break when all of the students return to Martinsville High School. The first seed of the tournament is the Dodging Devil Donkeys, led by Darius Stillman. The Dodging Devil Donkeys, Ralston, is a team that is very athletic, has a lot of baseball players who throw the ball extremely well. The key here is whether they all show up. They have some great players that just don't show up on a consistent basis. And not in terms of showing up athletically, physically being there. And I think that's going to be a key for them going into the tournament.
Oh, yeah, Coach Roman, like you said, Devil Donkeys need to handle some things outside of the league as far as, guys missing games because of, academic stuff. And we all know academics come first, but that's not an excuse. So if guys don't show up, other guys will have to be forced to step up. So I'm really interested to see where they end up. I know going in, everyone thought, they had a guy who could dominate the league, but really didn't show up a lot and really didn't play to his potential. So they're heavy loaded. They have tons of firepower, but can they bring it together? Can they be a team who plays well together and gel well together, or typically the teams who take home championships?
No question. And the reason I feel confident about these guys is their initials, man. It's Triple D, the same initials of my favorite TV show, which is on Food Network with Guy Fieri, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Great show. Check it out on Food Network on Fridays. Our number 2 seed in the playoffs is the Dodge Fathers, led by Hunter Stout, Jr. It's a team that started out slow, and slowly progressed. And as the playoffs came into fold, they were a very hot team. They have a lot of big guys, kind of your guys on the football team, that really impressed me in terms of just their athletic ability. They're mobile, they're agile, they're hostile. Just overall, just a great team, great bunch of kids. And I think the key going forward is going to be play of the big guys. Are they going to show up to play? Are they going to show up on a consistent basis and move around?
Oh, absolutely, man. Like you said, big guys. A lot of people didn't give them a shot coming forward just because they have so many big guys, but so many big guys who move well, which allows them to catch balls that other people can't catch and get their teammates back in. I mean, they stay loaded, man. Like if you want to eliminate the Dodge Fathers, it's a difficult task to do. They make it hard on you. They didn't lose a game 0-2 the entire year. They at least got you one match. So they make it really hard. They're going to make you go to that third game. They're going to make you play to your best. And if they can continue to play at such a high level as they have recently, they may be able to bring home this ship.
No question. Another obviously key component is going to be Nick Allen, our co-MVP. Nick, same with the Remember the Titans kind of remembrance. Nick Sunshine Allen. Obviously on Remember the Titans, they had the quarterback, Ronnie Bass Sunshine, that kind of took over. Let's see if Nick Allen can do that. Next member of the playoffs, the 3 seed, is All Dodge, No Balls, the team full of girls who, started out really fast and kind of been up and down after. I think lately, at least, the elevated play of Gracie Johnson and Marlana Kemp have really kind of solidified their spot in the playoffs. I think the key for them going forward is going to be their senior leadership. Of Kayana Traylor, of Christina Alexander, of Jessica Nix. I think, if they can really lead this team going forward, I think they can make a run in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I've never shied away of this being one of my favorite teams in the league, just because of how well they gel together. These girls have played together for so long since they really known each other, and they gel really well together, which allows them to operate differently than most teams in the league. And like you said, the play of Marlena Kemp's really been stepping up. She was named our most improved player earlier today. So let's see if she can continue that play in the tournament play. And they're really dangerous at that third slot. Not getting the first round bye, I know will fire those girls up. Let's see if they can carry that and have that attitude going into the next round.
No question. In the words of a great role model of mine, Soldier Boy, it's time for you to turn your swag on, all dodge, no balls. All right, the next one on our playoff list is Big Baller Brand, led by Jonas Stillman, and Nigel Bryant. They're a very interesting team. They're young, but, they play extremely well together. Like I said, Jonas Stillman is actually the LeVar Ball of this team, talks a lot, and overall just leads his team. Now, there is a rumor going around that LeVar Ball might show up to the dodgeball games and kind of a sponsorship scouting moment for this team. We'll see what happens going forward, but, can they back their trash talk up? That's the key.
That will be the key. Nigel Bryant has been probably the most vocal GM of any team as far as ranking-wise, which rightfully so. I mean, they were voted second to last preseason team. Nobody really gave him a shot, and he helped lead his team to a 4th seed in the tournament. So he's given his shot, and will they be able to back up all the trash talk that they have been doing? A team that repeatedly says they're here to win the championship. They expect excellence. Thlet's see if they can get it done, Tony.
Boom shakalaka. All right, the next one in our playoffs format is Balls of Duty. They're a very athletic team, but at the same time, they kind of play like they're playing Call of Duty. They're kind of selfish, kind of take care of themselves. A lot of great athletes. They could be a sleeper team going forward if they could put it together. The key is going to be their discipline and teamwork, just kind of cohering together and kind of just bringing it all together. What do you think, Ralston?
I kind of compare these guys to the 2012 LA Lakers, man. They have a lot of talent, a lot of veteran players on their team, but like you said, will they be able to play well together? Can they be unselfish? Will be the key to Balls of Duty, especially playing a team like Big Baller Brand first round, a team who actually shares it well, who actually plays well together, has a lot of cohesiveness together. It will be a rough challenge for them going forward.
No question. And for those who don't remember, the 2012 LA Lakers had Kobe Bryant, and they brought in Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, hoping to solidify a championship for that great organization, and they just never put it together. Didn't even make the playoffs, which was really unfortunate for the legacy of Kobe Bryant. The next one, next team in our bracket is All Ball, No Mercy. They kind of snuck in there at the end. It was kind of debated there for a while. They're a dangerous team, though. Do not overlook them. They're very talented. They've got great players, such as Anthony Talent, Braden Green, and Elijah Hoskins. They're dangerous. They've got that killer instinct. And I think the key for these guys is going to be the execution. As a football coach, I believe there's 2 things that really amount to the success you have on the field. It's your effort and your execution, which are 2 completely different things. I know they're going to bring the effort, but will they be able to execute when the time comes?
Oh, yeah, like you said, execution is a big part of the game. You got to be able to execute. I think playing all dodge, no balls first week, a team who had beaten them earlier in the season 2-0 should give them, enough reason to show up, get it done, see who can win. When the lights are hot, when everything's on the line, will they be able to execute will be the key to their future going forward.
No question. I'm excited, Ralston. This is an awesome tournament. Like I said, administration, teachers, kids have all been extremely awesome, especially in terms of the social media aspect of things. Shoot, we've got people following it from other schools and kind of contributing to the Twitter conversation. It's been awesome, man.
Oh, it's been phenomenal, man. And I wanted to, thank the teams who did not make the tournament, man. Please don't let this discourage you guys from participating in the future. Every team played really well, but unfortunately, there was only 6 teams that could advance going in. But, maybe we'll see some willing and dealing this offseason, maybe see some trades, maybe see some new acquisitions to teams, and see what brands continue to go forward. Maybe some late teams will come in next year and participate. But like you said, the Twitter feedback we've been getting from people who, don't even attend the school has been awesome. And students who wish they would have signed up have even been participating. So let's see what team gets it done come tournament time. Be a lot of highlights and should be a lot of balls flying around and a lot of dodging going on, and let's see who can get it done.
No question. As we wrap things up, I want to say thank you to a lot of people who made this possible. First off, Eric Meyer and his team with the radio and TV vocational program for making this possible. Who else we got here? Dr. Moore and Dr. Sears and the entire administration at Martinsville High School, who have been so supportive of us in our endeavors and really lifting up this intramural program. Jay Seib providing the dodgeballs. Without him, our games would not be possible. And last but certainly not least is the kids, the students. Thank you so much for making this league what it is. Without you, we wouldn't have a league. You guys have been awesome. Your passion's been awesome. And as we approach tournament time, I expect nothing less but those characteristics to keep going forward. With the Martinsville Intramural program, I'm Tony Roman.
This is Evans.
And you stay classy, Martinsville High School. Thank you so much, and go Artesians.